LifeClub with Tashima Jones, the podcast, brought to you by Tashima Jones Media. Keep in mind that this content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Welcome to another session of LifeClub with me, Tashima Jones. Today's episode is focused on becoming a better listener. With so many speaking in the world via social media, including Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon, one can become a bit overwhelmed with the voices coming at them. There are some major keys to being a good listener, starting with what you choose to listen to. Let's explore those keys and how to apply them on this episode of LifeClub. As always, when we know the definition of a thing, we are better equipped to using it properly. Today's terms are attention, listen, and access. Attention is the act of giving heed to a thing. It is active direction of the mind upon an object, person, or topic. It literally means to stretch towards. Listen is to hear, attend, and obey. It is associated with splendor and honor. Last but not least, there is access. Access means to approach, a coming to, and entrance. It is considered to be the habit or power of getting in the presence of something or someone. It is also connected to the words attack, onslaught, and onset, making access very, very important. Okay, so when we think about listening, oftentimes the idea of being listened to comes to mind. We may consider listening in regard to responding, or we may be more concerned with whether or not we are being heard. Being listened to is important, and to be honest, being a good listener starts with first listening to what's going on within. A lot of people don't have the skill of listening because they ignore their inner life. They ignore what life is saying to them. They even ignore their own needs. So when it comes to others, they don't have the practice to truly show up and just listen. As we learned from our definitions, listening is more than simply hearing something or someone. It includes paying attention and following up with action. The action can range from sharing comforting words with the one speaking or a physical response, as in doing what is said or requested. To listen is to honor the one speaking. Let that sit inside your mind for a bit. To listen is to honor. And the other way around is true too. To be listened to is to be honored. Remember what was mentioned in our intro about what we are choosing to listen to? When you listen, you honor. So the question becomes, what am I honoring? Who am I honoring? Who and what am I granting access when it comes to the focus of my mind and my heart? It can be music or relatives. It can be social media or coworkers. What and who are you honoring with your ears? The beauty in this is that you choose who you listen to. It may be more of a challenge in choosing who and what you hear, but listening is a decision. It is the act of cutting off voices and giving your attention, honor, and access to a person or a thing. Honor is a choice, and realizing this has the power to change your mindset, habits, conversations, and your relationships. Those who have access to our ears have access to our mind, our heart, and ultimately our emotions and behavior. Access is a privilege. It's a privilege because not everyone and everything should have access to your attention. Your attention is a sensitive but mighty place that should be guarded in a healthy way. Attention is powerful. It magnifies whatever it is focused on, and eventually there is a response to that focus. So again, it should be guarded. And we are going to practice that and becoming a better listener overall right now. Here is your life work. Consider today's session's definitions. Set aside at least 10 minutes per definition throughout this week and respond to the following. How have you defined listening? You can get clues to your perspective of listening by reflecting on how you navigate conversation. Are you an active listener? Do you listen passively? Do you listen with the intention of defending yourself or proving someone wrong, or even trying to fix something or that person you're speaking with? And last but not least, do you listen with the intention to respond to the person speaking according to what's being said? Now for attention. What do you pay attention to? Who have you been giving heed to? What ideas and thoughts do you bend towards? Clues of where your attention is invested can be found by looking at your daily schedule and seeing where your time and your mind is spent. Questions about access include: is it easy for most people to have access to you? Can people call or text you and get an immediate response any time of the day? Are you easily distracted by idle activities or people who may pull you away from what's important? Here are 2 bonus activities. Evaluate who and what you honor, then consider whether or not you should be honoring them. If so, are you honoring them through true listening? Next, are you truly listening to yourself? Are you listening in the way you would like others to listen to you? Be sure to journal your experience. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Life Club with me, Tashima Jones. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you were here with me, and for that, I am truly grateful. Be sure to share and subscribe to this podcast on whatever platform you are tuning in from, and find me on YouTube at Tashima Jones Media for our 1-minute meditations and other video content. You're also invited to visit tashimajones.com for life coaching sessions, books, articles, courses, and free downloads. Until next time, remember your greatness. Talk soon.